first time I met Neil, not long after my father died. I had just gotten over a serious illness that I won't bother to talk about, except that it really had something to do with my father's death and my awful feeling that everything was dead. With the coming of Neil, there really began for me that part of my life that you could call my life on the road. Prior to that, I'd always dreamt of going west, seeing the country, always vaguely planning and never specifically taking off, and so on. Neil is a perfect guy for the road, because he actually was born on the road. When his parents were passing through Salt Lake City in 1926 in a jalopy on their way to Los Angeles, first reports of Neil came to me through Hal Chase, who'd shown me a few letters from him written in a Colorado reform school. I was tremendously interested in these letters because they so naively and sweetly asked for Hall to teach him all about Nietzsche and on the wonderful intellectual things that Hall was just so famous for. At one point, Allen Ginsberg and I talked about these letters and wondered if we would come and ever meet the strange Neil Cassidy. This is all far back, when Neil was not the way he is today, when he was a young jail kid shrouded in mystery. Then came news that Neil was out of reform school and was coming to New York for the first time. Also, there was talk that he had just married a 16-year-old girl called Luann. One day I was hanging around the Columbia campus and Hall and Ed White told me Neil had just arrived and was living in a guy called Bob Malkin's cold water pad in East Harlem, the Spanish Harlem. Neil had arrived the night before, the first time in New York, with his beautiful little sharp chick Luann. They got off the Greyhound bus at 50th Street and cut around the corner looking for a place to eat, and then ran right into Hector's. And since then, Hector's cafeteria had always been a big symbol of New York for Neil. They spent money on beautiful big glazed cakes and cream puffs. All this time, Neil was telling Ewan things like this. No, darling, here we are in New York. And although I haven't quite told you everything that I was talking about when we crossed Missouri, and especially at point when we passed the Boonville Reformatory, which reminded me of my jail problems, it is absolutely necessary now to postpone all.